Hey folks, Go here, back with more Fire Emblem Heroes because as of yesterday, we are now in 3.0, bringing with it a new book 3, for our story mode, as well as a number of things such as the weapon skills, new weapon skills for like 7 characters, which is what I'll be going over today in this video, because if I went over everything else, I'm pretty sure this will be like a 20-minute video, even at my fastest and clearest. Even then, I like to go in detail about a lot of things. So, I won't be talking about everything else unless it really correlates to the refines. And as you can see, I already have the Robins and Ogma. I already gave them their weapons because I just couldn't hold myself. Also, I was recording earlier, but then something happened. But yeah, he has Tactical Bolt, which grants weapon advantage against colorless foes, gives them a disadvantage. So it's a Raven Tome with 14 might. Not too surprised, it's an upgraded version of what he already had, and to be perfectly honest, if I was holding on for so long, because of course everyone recommended that I give the male Robin, a better weapon. Sorry. But I just didn't want to do it. It would be sacrificing a 5-star character for a character who may get a refund in the future. I just didn't want to do that. But speaking of Robin, female Robin gets the exact same weapon. Tactical Gale also grants weapon triangle advantage over colorless foes, which is a bit of a surprise. I expected her to get something that gives effectiveness against cavalry foes, since that's what Green Wolf does. But this way she has 2 different uses. She can be good against cavalry foes, and she can be good against colorless foes. Depending on what you're dealing with, you can switch between the 2. It's kind of what I do with Titania, since she has her Emerald Axe, but I already gave her the Slaying Axe and Slaying Hammer. As for Ogma here, he has Gladiator's Blade, which has Heavy Blade 3 built into it. That's pretty good. Ogma is actually surprisingly strong, but he's also got a good amount of speed behind him. Even I will start building him now. I think I'll give him, Darting Blow, give him 40 speed, and an Attack Plus seal. Because he is faster than I realized. I guess it's just because he always had a Brave Sword that I didn't think he was fast, and I never really bothered to build him as such. Maybe I'll even give him Vengeance. I don't know. That's a good amount of HP. No, that's be a waste. You would rather give him something like Draconic Aura. That way he could do at least, 16 damage? Yeah, I think so. Of course, we'll have to take a look at the refine. Maybe that'll change my mind, and maybe it'll change yours. But let's take a look at Paula, who I've had for a bit. So I'm excited to see what she has. Woe Dow Plus, because she just didn't have any. I didn't have her at 5 stars yet. And White Wing Blade. If unit has okay, it's an upgraded form of Ruby Sword. That's just fine. It's just like with Titania then. It helps to have a little bit more power when you're dealing with green characters, because they're a problem in this game. So let's see what Katria and S have. Also, as a heads up, I don't have Navarre anymore. I could go get him, and honestly, I could have tried. I should have tried, but I would have had to do it with a flyer quest. So that's on me. I actually sacrificed one for Desperation 2 to give to Paula, actually. Forgive me. Now let's see what Est has. White Wing Spear is effective against armored foes. Okay, so these are just upgraded versions of what they had before. Which means that Katria should have an accelerated special trigger bonus. White Wing Lance, yep, accelerated special trigger. Cooldown count -1. That's pretty good, though. So, Ruby Sword, upgraded Ruby Sword, upgraded Heavy Spear, and an upgraded Killer Lance. That's pretty good. As for Navarre, his weapon also has the same effect as Katria's. It accelerates special trigger by 1. So let's upgrade these 3 sisters, because I was going to do that regardless. And I have the feathers for it. Leveled them up and everything so that they can get their weapons. And I was honestly pretty happy when I saw that they're getting refined weapons. Or rather, they're getting new weapons in general. I just summoned them, so I was pretty happy when I saw that notification on the next day. As for Katria, I've been looking for her for a long time. I think this is my third Katria? She always eluded me. For as long as she's been in the game, she's eluded me. Now let's get those weapons and let's see those refines. Let's see. What is this, auto learn? Oh no. There we go. White Wing Blade. I'll probably take this Paula after I get her to level 40 so I can hear what she has to say to you when she reaches that level, and take her and merge her into my 4-star version. Let's take Katria, and I'll probably do the same thing with Katria and Est, because I don't think I will put all my 5-star, or rather put all my feathers into upgrading versions of them, especially since they're a little tough for me to get. Plus, I'm focusing more on Mel Robin, getting him to 5-star plus 10, as well as Fur. She's at plus 6. Let's do that. Good. And now we can find out what they're refined. Wait a minute. There we go. Weapon refinery. Okay. Let's see what Robin gets. I already thought beforehand that his skill would be a would give tactics, hence it's called tactical bolt. Ooh, what the heck is that? At start of turn, grants attack slash speed slash defense plus res plus 4 to all allies. Aha! Holy crap! Wait, that's a tactic skill for all. Oh wow, what is that? What would you call that? Spectrum tactic. It's all the tactic skills in this one weapon. It's plus 4 to all stats to his allies. Granted only if number of allies. It's the same thing. Oh wow. Okay, so he just gets a tactic boost. Okay then. Is it the same thing for female Robin? I'm assuming it is. It is! Wow, okay, that gives them a ton of support. That makes them really good support heroes. Okay then. Although the Robins would appreciate getting this kind of boost too, to be honest. Of course, that's why mine has text-less beep on. Now let's see what you got, Ogma. Gladiator's Blade. Oh, looks like it's a Bond-esque skill. The unit is within 2 spaces of a flying or infantry ally, grants attack slash speed plus 4. Let's go! I like that. I probably won't get it though. So this, I assume this references Barst. No, not Barst. I mean Sheeta. Ogma serve Sheeta. Yep. So you can go to 38 and 58. That makes them pretty dang strong. And of course, like I mentioned, if you gave him like Death Blow or Darting Blow, he might be able to double things or get his Gladiator's Blade effect to kick off immediately. Wow. That's pretty good though. I might actually do it. I might not. It really does depend. Now let's check the sisters. Because I think I remember seeing a notification where it said something about triangle attack. If number of flying allies within 2 spaces is greater than or equal to 2, grants attention speed plus defense plus slash res plus 3 during combat. If unit initiates combat, unit attacks twice. Okay, wait, I need to check the wording for a second here. Because if I'm not mistaken, that's kind of like a MIDI. Okay. Paula gets a Brave Sword. Paula gets a Brave Sword if there are enough flying allies around her. Oh, wow. And along with this stat boost. That's pretty strong. That's pretty good. Now let's see what Katria gets. The exact same thing! Oh no! Oh, that's terrifying. S? Yeah, S gets the same thing as well. Okay, so they all get a +3 to all their stats if they have enough flying allies around them. And they get to attack twice immediately. So they get to mirror brave weapons, which means these three can potentially quad enemies. They could probably quad characters. And considering they're flyers and hone flyers and gold flyers, they'll get that very easily. Katri, I think, is more threatening because her accelerated trigger, so she can get off her Luna even faster. Wait a minute. Yeah, because Katri reaches like what, 30 speed? Maybe 33, 33, 33, 30. I'm not too sure. I can't remember her stats off the top of my head, but she can get decently fast, so that's something. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. As for Navarre, I looked this one up, of course, on the data mining, so you can check those guys out over there. They're doing a great job over there. I didn't look too far into it because I didn't want to get spoiled about anything else, but Navarre's weapon, as I mentioned, gives an accelerated cooldown trigger, special trigger bonus, so it's -1. But his Refine gives him quickened pulse 2. So instead of like what quickened pulse already does, where it lowers someone's special trigger by like 1, it'll reduce it by 2 instead at the start of the turn, and I think it only works at the start of the turn. So potentially he can get a 4-turn special, a 4 count special, and it'll become a 3, and then he'll instantly get it down to 1. Of course, if he uses one that has a 3, it'll just instantly be activated. He can use it immediately. And if that's the case, it'll go down to 2, and it'll be like Ares and Ophelia, and I guess Ishtar, where you can give him special trigger. Wait, no, special spiral. I'm sorry, forgive me. And then he can just spam his special. Depending on what its cooldown is, he can just spam it. That's terrifying. That's pretty good. Of course, I didn't think it would do something like that. I don't know how I feel about it. It might be a little slow, but of course with Special Spiral, it'll become just a devastating weapon. But that's pretty good. Those are all of the refines for 3.0. Of course, we may get some more in the future, and as much as I would love to go over everything else, I want to limit it to just this. I don't want the video to be too long for you guys. Agma is looking pretty promising now. I might actually build him. I won't give him more merges. I'll probably merge him down to a 4-star, but I'm really happy, especially for Robin. As you guys can tell, I like Robin. I use him in Smash, and I use him in this game. Oh, but I'm excited. I think I'm gonna try something for Book 3. I'll probably make a video about that. And I do mean Book 3, as in the story, so I might make a video of that. So look forward to that in the future. And until then, everyone, take care. Tell me who you are most excited to build now, thanks to the weapon refinery. Because, oh, those flying sisters are just... that's a scary thought.